Hey, Glovelies, and welcome back to Glove Actually. I'm Courtney.
I'm Hallie.
And I'm Melissa.
And this week we have lots to talk about. Later, we are going to be joined by our bestie, Emily, who you may know better as OriolesContent, aka the Orioles Statistics Queen of Instagram. And this week, I know what you're thinking. This is going to be Orioles episode part 4, but you're wrong. This week, I'm going to be honest, this is going to be a yap session. But if there's anything you want us to talk about on the podcast, be sure to leave it in the comments. And be sure to follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and subscribe to the Glove Actually podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And be sure to turn on post notifications to stay in the loop when we post new episodes every Wednesday. So let's kick things off, Glovelies. As always, we are going to start with our Pookies of the week. Hallie, who is your Pookie of the week this week?
My Pookie this week is John M2, director of Wicked Part 1 and Wicked for Good. Wicked for Good came out this week of recording, and it was very good, and I am influencing everybody to go see it. I love musical theater. I love movies. It was a perfect work of cinema.
It was visually stunning, and yeah, believe the hype.
Lots of good music, ladies.
Always.
Phenomenal music.
Love it.
All right, Melissa, who is your Pookie this week?
My Pookie this week is going to be Ramon Urias, who is most recently of the Houston Astros. He was a Baltimore Oriole right up into the trade deadline in July, and we traded him to Houston. So on November 18th, they DFA'd him, so we're not really sure where he's going to end up for the 2026 season. But when he played for us, personally, I think he was totally underrated. He always had some great saves when he was playing third base, and he's always been good for home runs at crucial moments in the game. And he can be consistently counted on for at least 11 home runs in the year. I was looking at his stats, and he's actually gotten 11 home runs the last 3 seasons in a row.
Wow.
Yeah, right on point the last 3 years. Crazy. So anyways, I'm really sorry. I'm sorry to see him go when we traded him, but I really hope that he lands somewhere soon with a new team. I doubt it will be Baltimore, but if it is Baltimore, I will not be sad about that. I won't be disappointed at all. Love you, Ramon. Miss you in Baltimore.
Miss you, Pookie. So in the same vein, in the same spirit of players who were recently DFA'd, my Pookie is my 0.00 ERA king, Luis Vasquez.
Yeah.
I love Luis Vasquez, and I will never shut up about it. And I was very heartbroken that he was DFA'd. So I'm hoping that the O's will sign him to a minor league contract. I think he's just fun to watch. Does he have the best stats in the world? No, but no one cares because he has the lowest ERA out of anyone on the pitching staff for the Orioles. Does he throw under 80 miles per hour? Yes. Is he still a delight to pitch whenever we get to have that as a treat? Yes. So for that reason, for all of those reasons, my 0.00 ERA king, Luis Vasquez, you are my Pookie of the week this week.
Yes, I love Luis. I was at one of those games when he came in to pitch, and it was the most I cheered during that entire game. It was awesome. I was like, yes.
The other thing is, I don't know if you guys follow Girls at the Ballpark, but whenever any of the teams across Major League Baseball, whenever they have a position player come in to pitch, she's primarily active on Threads, but she has this little graphic that she puts up whenever there's a position player pitching. And whenever I see it go up, it's always so funny to me. I need everyone to see the position player pitching, the little graphic. It's so cute. So shout out Girls at the Ballpark. Lovelies, we want to hear from you. Who is your Pookie of the week this week? Be sure to let us know in the comments and tag your Pookie if you can. Okay, so down to the exciting stuff. Today, we are joined by our bestie, Emily, who you guys might know better as, once again, the Orioles Statistics Queen of Instagram, OriolesContent. Welcome, Emily.
Yay!
I'm so excited to be here. Thank you guys for having me.
Of course. We are so excited to have you. So I know that there's a lot that we kind of want to catch up on, and this is going to kind of be a yap session, but it is going to be a little more focused than that. So we're going to talk about some stuff, and then I'm going to give you a rapid fire quiz so our listeners can get to know you a little better. And then I am going to drop our top 5 right now so that our listeners can kind of think about it while we're talking about ours, because there's a lot of discourse as far as this top 5 topic is concerned. So Glovelies, be thinking about your choices. We are going to be talking about our top 5 Dancing with the Stars contestants. And I'm so excited because we are like, when this is being recorded, it's right before the finals. So the other thing I want to do is I want to see if we can guess who's going to win and then compare it to who actually wins and then see which one, see like who out of us is correct. Does that sound good?
I love it.
Sure.
Okay.
Good.
So Emily, first thing I want to ask you, who is your Pookie of the week?
I have two. So my actual pick, it's got to be Igor Shesterkin. He's
Okay.
the goalie of the New York Rangers. I actually play hockey goalie. I'm a senior right now in college, and my school has a club ice hockey team, so I'm our goalie. But the New York Rangers are my favorite hockey team, and Igor is their goalie. And he's not been doing too well. So the defense isn't really helping him out. I think he's a great player, and he's my Pookie.
Yeah.
However, you introduced me as OriolesContent, which is true. But before that, some people might know me. My Instagram username used to be I love Jordan Westberg.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So my honorable mention and always Pookie is Jordan Westberg, third
Yes.
baseman of the Orioles.
Okay, period. Listen, if he's your Pookie all the time, he's your Pookie all the time. And you can have a flavor of the week, but you always come back to your like 100% true Pookie. I love that. Okay. So I have introduced you obviously as the Orioles statistics queen. So I would love to know, Emily, because you are so great at keeping track of all of these amazing fun stats. And I want to know, what are some of your favorite like weird stats to keep track of?
In terms of like actually weird stats to keep track of, I don't know if I have a great answer, but I definitely have things that I've noticed in tracking them that are weird. So, for example, in 2024, the Orioles, if they had a game where they only hit one home run, they had a worse winning percentage than if they didn't hit any. So like they were better when they didn't hit a home run than if they only hit one. Which is just like
That's
weird.
wild.
That is crazy.
So it's just like those kind of like weird anomaly things. I track pretty much anything, but that's probably like the weirdest thing that I've noticed necessarily.
Okay.
But I would say like just favorite things to track. I like looking at pitches per plate appearance. I think that's more like underrated kind of stat. I think like it really shows the player's plate discipline, and especially as we sort of transition into the ABS system in the next couple of years, like having that plate discipline is going to be super important. And pitches per plate appearance is really just like a great way to sort of showcase this, because it's like, can you force the pitcher to throw more pitches, which makes them more tired, which gets them out sooner, but also just like making sure that you know what you should swing at.
Yeah. And that's one of the things I've always loved about Ryan O'Hearn. I feel like he has really good plate discipline.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one of the things I've always really enjoyed about him. And it's one of the things I really like to watch. But something that I actually didn't think about until you just mentioned it, with ABS coming, I feel like there's going to be a more stats to keep track of in terms of like which player like calls the challenge the most, which player calls the challenge and loses the most.
I think the players also who are younger and have had the ABS like in the minors, I think they're already at an advantage over maybe some of the veterans.
Yeah. Oh, that's so fun. I love that. Another thing I need to know, just because I'm a spreadsheet girly. How do you keep track of all of this? Do you have spreadsheets?
It is one mega spreadsheet with a bunch of different tabs. So it's Excel.
Okay.
It's Excel.
Are you getting it from somewhere? Like, are you downloading it from somewhere?
No. So that's something like if I were to expand this, I would want to have a CS baddie help me out, because right now I am hand inputting a lot of it, and then a lot of it is coded cells. So cells will depend on other cells.
Yeah.
To like do the calculations, but I'm not like data mining. I'm not like scraping anything from the MLB website. I'm just, if I'm watching the game live, I'll input it live, or the next day I'll put it in.
Yeah.
But I'm inputting it all myself. I have a bunch of different tabs. My like main thing that I'll do is score per inning. That's pretty easy. But yeah, after a game, it's about 10 to 15 minutes maybe of inputting across my spreadsheets, because I have like 9 different things that I'm looking at.
Wow. Holy moly. At some point, I want to museum exhibit these spreadsheets. Like, I
Well, you can.
against the glass.
That's actually a great segue. They're all on my website.
Oh yeah, you have a website. I keep forgetting about that.
So I do have a website. It's my name, so Emily Johnson Baseball. And then so if you go to that, there's a tab that's called the spreadsheet.
Okay.
And then there's a document that sort of gives a description of what stats I track, some information about like what each of the spreadsheets do, some information about myself. Each spreadsheet sort of section is tabbed on there. So if you were very interested in 2024, you could only look at that, or you could peruse everything. And every year I add more things to track.
I'm looking at it right now. This is insane.
I know, me too. Me too. I'm like, Google fingers, get to work. No, I will say, like, one of my favorite stats of yours, and I used it in the uniform episode. That's why I picked orange on orange.
Yes, you know what? I should have mentioned that earlier, because I love that for like the superstitious people. And it's like, it really shouldn't matter what uniform you're wearing, but it does.
It does.
And the fact that there would be Saturday home games where they didn't wear the orange on orange and then they would lose. Why?
Ew. I was like, I went to like 2 or 3 and they weren't orange out. I'm like, why? What the
like
heck?
I thought home Saturdays were supposed to be orange out. Why are you not wearing orange?
That's
wear the damn orange. If you're gonna win in it, wear the shit.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So we kind of touched on this with ABS. Are you going to be tracking and adding ABS stats into what you have going on for 2026?
But I am in the process of developing, almost creating my own stat.
Okay.
I've been tracking it for 2024, but still have some sort of kinks to work out with it in terms of how I would actually use the data. But basically, it's looking at pitches per plate appearance weighted by outcome of like what actually happens.
Ooh.
So it's sort of just weighing those things against each other. What's your goal? Is your goal to get on base, or is your goal to get the starting pitcher out faster? So it's sort of just looking into that. But as I said, that's still sort of under construction, if you will.
I love that. So I know I'm really excited about them adding ABS. I know some people kind of...
I am too. It's not going to come down to an umpire making a bad call. And like, that's not going to fundamentally change the game. Like earlier in the season, I do not remember who we were playing. Ryan O'Hearn was up to bat.
I think I know what you're talking about.
You know exactly where I'm going with this. 3-0 count, and he took ball 4, and it was called a strike.
Yeah, the next batter that came up hit a home run.
It would have been a grand slam.
Yeah,
and like it would have like tied or had them winning the game or something. And it's just like that kind of thing like cannot happen.
Yeah,
because I don't even think it was like a near miss. I think it was like it's like no, that was a ball.
Yeah.
We had so many bad calls this year.
Mm-hmm.
There definitely some weird ones. Yeah, the Ryan O'Hearn one definitely that one stands out to me.
Oh yeah, no, I was
really mad too, didn't he? He kind of lost his.
Not the worst hot mic moment of Ryan O'Hearn's year though.
I'm sorry.
No, we love that one though.
You mean the best hot mic moment?
Sorry, yes, my mistake. That's exactly what I meant to say.
Oh my god, that was my favorite. Speaking of favorite moments, what were some of your favorite moments from the 2025 season? I know that we've spoken about this previously with Adley's intern, but I want to know, like, what are your like top 1 or 2 moments?
I mean, I think number 1 has to be Rivera's walk-off on 21-31. That was my favorite one that I actually got to experience. I mean, just watching on.
And then, so who were like your 1 or 2 standout players from the Orioles this year?
I mean, Trevor Rogers, kind of that's an obvious one. He had such a good season for us. And then Dylan Beavers probably sort of as my number 2. Made a huge impact at the end of the season. And I'm just like, I'm very excited to see how he grows next year. Like I liked the guys that just show up, want to play, and just seem like they're genuinely enjoying the game. Westy embodies that for me, and I feel like from what I've seen of Beaver so far, he does too.
Again, in that same vein, not to beat a dead horse, but that's why I love Ryan O'Hearn. He shows up and he's just happy to be there.
They're going out there and just like having a good time, and they always want to be there, and they always want to make the team better.
Yeah.
Can I get an amen? Yes.
Amen.
Yes. Oh my God, that is so what I've been saying. Like,
all right. Well, Emily, I really love all of your insight, and I love how you look at the game, because I feel like you really look at the game through a different lens than I feel like a lot of the other content creators, being more stat forward. I really enjoy your content. You are one of my favorite accounts to follow. So anytime I see you across my feed, I'm always like, what's she up to? So yeah, anybody who doesn't already follow OriolesContent, definitely make sure you follow her. So if it's okay with you, we're going to hit you with some rapid fire questions so that our listeners, the Glovelies, can get to know you a little bit better. Are you ready?
Go for it.
Amazing. Favorite sport?
Baseball.
Favorite sports team?
New York Yankees. Kidding, obviously. Orioles.
Emily had us gagged there for a second. I'm going to be so real.
I can't remember when Hallie's head just went.
Melissa and Mai's mouth both just dropped all the way open. That was so good.
No, yes.
Yeah, your favorite sports team is who?
The Orioles.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Favorite current active athlete?
Gordon Westberg.
Favorite athlete of all time?
Henrik Lundqvist.
Okay. How do you take your coffee?
Back to the counter to get a decaf black tea.
Okay, that's fair. What is your favorite movie?
Knives Out.
Okay.
Good one.
Love that.
Great one.
Did you like Glass Onion?
Not as much.
Okay.
I liked it. I'm excited for the third movie.
I'm a big Dave Bautista fan personally,
Okay.
so I was all in on Glass Onion because Dave Bautista was in it.
Makes sense.
Okay. All right. What is your favorite ballpark snack?
So snack would be popcorn, but food would be like a sausage and pepper sub.
Ooh.
Yum.
I got that.
Okay.
I got that at Fenway all the time.
If you played baseball, what would your walk-up song be?
Crazy Train, Ozzy.
Love it.
Nice.
And then finally, your favorite sports memory.
Okay, so for things that I've played in, my senior year of high school, my field hockey team was the 11 seed, and we made it to the state field hockey finals. So we beat the 6 seed, we beat the 3 seed, we beat the 2 seed.
Wow.
We ended up losing in the championship game, but that whole journey, my senior year, that's like something I'll never forget.
Okay. So now that the Glovelies know you a little bit better, Emily,
Mhm.
obviously you're going to join us for our top 5, right?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. For those of you who don't know, which is all of you except for the 4 of us, Emily actually suggested this top 5 category. And I'm so glad that she did, because I am a Dancing with the Stars junkie, to the point where like I have noticed a pattern with myself where like when I watch a season as it's airing, I get too invested and I have to like skip the next 2 seasons and then watch them after they've already aired, because I am just like, I'm too into it. I've said multiple times this year, I said, if Robert Irwin does not win, I will be taking to the streets. That's just me personally. I love him. Anyway, this week's top 5, it's very niche and it's kind of random, but if you know, you know. We are going to break down our top 5 contestants of all time from Dancing with the Stars, which is now in its 34th season. Emily, would you like to start us off with your number 5 pick?
Sure. My number 5 pick is going to be Iman Shumpert. His Halloween dance is literally incredible. It was nominated for an Emmy. I did not grow up watching the show. I definitely have started getting into it over the past few years. He's sort of my number 5. I mean, obviously he won. Daniela is probably my favorite pro, but he's sort of the reason why I started watching Dancing with the Stars. So for that, I got to give him the number 5.
One thing that Hallie and I definitely noticed, Daniela always gets paired with those giant,
massive men,
tall basketball players.
They saw her win. They saw her win with Iman, and then it was like, okay, well, you can do this.
Oh my gosh. Okay, Miss Perfectly Respectable. Who is your number 5?
My number 5 contestant of all time is Shannon Doherty. She was Spooky Queen, Witch Queen. I love you so much. Her partner was Mark, and I love you, Shannon.
Okay, Melissa, who's your number 5?
Okay, so here's my dirty little secret. I have never watched a single episode of Dancing with the Stars ever. I just went through the list of contestants and picked out people that were random and that I was, I appreciate on some level because of something else they did in their career. So,
and when has me not knowing something prevented me from having an opinion?
Exactly. So, my number 5 is Steve-O from Jackass. He does not strike me as someone who can dance, especially for someone who's been hitting the nuts as much as he has been. In.
My number 5 is Joey Fatone, who was partnered with Kim Johnson on one of the earlier seasons. I am so mad that they did not let him dance to a single NSYNC song. But something that I noticed from the earlier seasons is that they used a lot more like traditional music, traditional costuming. A lot of what they do now is heavily reliant on theme. One thing I will say about the theming is that I do think adding the layer of, okay, how does this apply to the theme? I think adding that kind of gives them a little bit of an edge to kind of be like, okay, well, you know, the Paso Doble wasn't 100% perfect, but it was Halloween night and the way that the choreography was really added to it. And so I think that kind of pushed you over the edge a little bit. So that's the edge that I feel like the current groups have. Okay. So Emily, who's your number 4?
My number 4, this might be controversial. I'm gonna go with Alex Earl.
Really?
She has blown me away this season.
Okay.
I knew who she was before the season, but her growth from week 1 to now, like dancing in the finals, I think is so impressive.
I think that she was definitely someone that this competition was something that completely took her out of her comfort zone, but watching her find her confidence in it has been really special. I am happy to see her in the finals. I think that she is someone that really deserves it. So good job, Alex.
She's my winner choice. She's not who I think is going to win.
Hallie, who's your number 4?
My number 4 is also someone on the current season, Elaine Hendricks, partnered with Alan currently. Elaine Hendricks, you could have been my stepmom in another life. I love you. I'm obsessed with you. I want you to win so badly. I'm not convinced she'll win, though.
The person who I think is going to win, I think had their win locked up the minute that they were announced on the cast.
Yeah, me too.
Low-key, me too, but I'm not mad about it.
Okay, well, I'm excited to hear if we're all on the same brainwave here.
I would be shocked if we weren't.
Okay, Melissa, who's your number 4?
I picked my next random is Cloris Leachman. Yes. Season 7. I loved Cloris Leachman. Again, another RIP. But she was just so cute, adorable. And I'm sure when she danced, it was just fabulous.
She was so cute. Oh my gosh.
Did they pair her up with somebody hot too?
She was partnered with Corky Ballas.
Oh my God. I forgot that he did I didn't forget that he did a couple seasons, but I forgot that was one of the seasons that he did.
It's so fun being like a woman in STEM and doing all of this and also like loving baseball. And then also like, no, I also just love Dancing with the Stars.
Oh yeah.
And like theater.
Yeah. My number 4 is Alona Meyer, who was on last season. She was partnered with Alan Burston. She's a U.S. women's rugby player. I loved her. I thought she was a great role model for body positivity in general. I think her most memorable dance was when she did Surface Pressure. She dressed like Luisa from Encanto because I feel like she's real life Luisa from Encanto.
Alan dressing up as the donkey though still kind of gives me
that was so silly. Very.
I loved that they incorporated like her doing some of the traditionally like male tricks and stuff.
Women in male dominated fields for sure. Emily, who's your number 3?
If you thought my 4 was controversial, 3 might also be controversial. I'm going to go Charlie D'Amelio.
Really?
Yes. She was on 31 with Mark.
She won.
She did win. Experienced dancers are entertaining. I enjoy seeing them, and they allow their pros to like actually make some like very cool choreography. The way I picked this list was the people that I enjoyed seeing their dances. Like, I'm not going to pick anyone I hate, but like, her dances were entertaining.
1000%. And I think that the entertainment value is truly what this show is about. So,
yeah.
Hallie, who's your number 3?
My number 3 is Alona Mar. I think she is so charming. It was so exciting to have America's Sweetheart on Dancing with the Stars. I think she's so beautiful. I think she's so smart. I think the way she has curated her brand and social media presence is so, so wonderful.
She's never done anything wrong ever.
And if she has,
I do love her TikTok.
Hallie supports Alona's rights and Alona's wrongs.
And you know what? If she has done it wrong, I don't want to know about it. I don't want to know. Blah, blah, blah. My ears are closed.
Melissa, who's your number 3?
My number 3 is going to be Amber Riley from Glee, who won season 17.
I love that season. Choice. Phenomenal season.
Phenomenal choice.
So you guys do not know about me, but I was a show choir girl. So So Glee was one of my favorite TV shows. Yes, I did show choir, believe it or not. Cannot tell you how much I used to post about Glee on Facebook.
My number 3 is someone who I believe deserved to win his season, Milo Manheim.
Yeah.
Who was partnered with Whitney Carson. He had a lot of memorable dances. I was rewatching a lot of his dances today, and I would say they were all pretty memorable, but his like New York City, it's that Robin Thicke song, the Charleston that he did, which I love when they switch it up and they throw random freaking styles in there. His salsa that he did with Riker Lynch, who was another one of my favorite performers. He's one of my honorable mentions, honestly. And the Argentine tango that he did to Pray For Me, honestly, all of those, I do genuinely think that he is such a talented performer. All right, we gotta lock in. We gotta speed this up a little bit, as a lot of times they do on Dancing with the Stars. So, Emily, what is your number 2?
My 2 is also Milo Manheim.
Period!
You pretty much touched upon everything. I love you, Mila.
Hallie, who's your number 2?
My number 2 is Johnny Weir.
He was so good on his season. Oh my God, I loved him. And
I love him.
he was with Britt Stewart, right?
Yes, he was.
So good.
I'm a big figure skating fan. I skated as a child. I love figure skaters. You would think they have an unfair advantage on this show because they're so used to like doing movement to dancing. But so much of like skating is like flinging your body around and holding positions. It is completely different. I always love seeing figure skaters on there. I don't remember the other skaters off the top of my head.
Meryl Davis and Charlie White.
Yes. It's always really fun to see figure skaters and gymnasts on Dancing with the Stars. I think they understand how to do movement to music, but just not necessarily dance.
All right, Melissa, who's your number 2?
I picked Jennifer Grey for my
Another
number
winner.
2 because why am I not surprised the Queen of Dirty Dancing won her season at all? I do hope that they have her dance to Hungry Eyes because that just happens to be like the best scene of the movie besides the I Carried a Watermelon.
My number 2, I'm putting them together because they're siblings. My number 2 are Bindi and Robert Irwin. Robert is obviously competing on this season of Dancing with the Stars. Bindi won her season about 10 years ago. She was partnered with Derek. Robert is partnered with Whitney this season. And I love how much love everyone in the world has for the Irwins, just in general. And I think that it is very clear when you see them on the show. I think that they're just good people all the way down to their core. And I think Steve Irwin would be very proud of them. I think that their opening dances were both really memorable. They really just kind of highlighted their wildlife conservationist backgrounds. So I thought that was really cool. It's always, you get the warm fuzzies whenever they're on screen. Emily, who is your number 1?
Alfonso.
I mean, he's Alfonso.
He's Alfonso. I think Alfonso is a big reason why. Like, obviously, you have the Carlton, like, incorporating that in any dance is going to be iconic.
Yeah.
Earlier this season, when he did the team dance, I thought, like, that whole dance was so much fun. I mean, again, bringing back the Carlton, but I just love Alfonso.
Yeah, definitely. Just for the record, I don't mean to skip the line, but my number 1 is also Alfonso Ribeiro, who was partnered with Whitney Carson, and they won. I think basically every dance they did was super memorable. Another thing I want to say is that when production puts the pros with the celebrities, a lot of times I feel like they're trying to couple them up a little bit and see kind of like who has that like the red hot sexy chemistry. I feel like Alfonso and Whitney was really good partnership chemistry, and it just goes to show that like non-sexual chemistry is possible, and it does not sacrifice the integrity or the feeling of the dance. It still allows room for artistry. Not everything has to be, you're not having penetrative sex on the dance floor.
Why not?
Okay. Hallie, who's your number 1?
My number 1, which it's 2 people. I do believe that they are the first married couple to individually compete on the show. Lisa Rinna and Harry Hamlin. I am a big fan of all things Bravo related. I'm also a big fan of watching television, having Harry Hamlin back on my screens on the Make Your Witches show on AMC has been such a treat. Eat it up with a spoon. Harry Hamlin, Lisa Rinna, I love you so much. Thank you for changing the face of television.
Melissa, who is your number 1?
My number 1 is going to be Dawson himself, James Van Der Beek. I saw that he was on there.
Yeah.
You know, you got to give James a bit of a shout out right now because he's going through some tough times. So, yeah, I struggled to see him as a good dancer, but he made it pretty far, right? So
Yeah, he was great. I definitely recommend looking up his dances from when he was on.
I would have thought Pacey would have been a better dancer, but I'll go with Dawson.
Joshua Jackson, I hope you're listening. Okay. So now that we've been through our top fives, who do you want to win Dancing with the Stars and who do you think is going to win Dancing with the Stars? Emily, I'll let you go first.
I want it to be Alex. It's gonna be Robert. It would not be a surprise at all, and I would not be unhappy if Robert did win. It would definitely be a deserved win. It would not be like a Bobby Bones type thing. Like I do think he's a good dancer. Just wanted to clear that up. Like I do think he's a good dancer.
Absolutely agree. Melissa, I know you have like no skin in this game because you are not an avid watcher.
I have seen Robert Irwin's dances though, and you know how I feel about a man that can move his hips.
Would it be fair to say that you want Robert to win?
Sure. I'll go for Robert. I mean,
okay. Personally, me, I said it before, I will say it again. If Robert does not win, I will take to the streets. So who do I want to win? Robert. Who do I think is going to win? Also Robert. I want him to win so bad. I wanted him to win the second that he was announced. So I didn't care who else was on the season. I wanted Robert Irwin to win. Well,
I will say this. You know what I noticed going through the list just real fast?
What?
There is a shocking lack of baseball players.
Period.
It's because it's when it films they like can't when they're active.
Retired baseball players?
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah, you can get a retired player, of course.
So
a couple of weeks ago, the Dodgers were on.
Oh yeah, they were in the audience.
They looked like they wanted to. They looked like they wanted to be anywhere but there.
Yeah, I think Will Smith was holding the World Series trophy, and he was just like,
I vote for let's get a baseball player in there, and maybe I'll watch.
I agree.
I mean, don't tell me you wouldn't like to see like Kiki Hernandez doing this someday.
Kiki Hernandez is going to be on Dancing with the Stars one day. Mark my words.
Okay. Courtney, Ryan O'Hearn went on Dancing with the Stars. Who would you want to be his pro?
Ooh, that's a good question. Ooh, okay. If Ryan O'Hearn went on Dancing with the Stars,
I have my answer.
I would say Jenna Johnson or Emma Slater.
I was going to say Emma.
Emma is really good with athletes, and she's really good with people with no dance experience. So I think Jenna's also really good with people with no dance experience, but I think it could go either way. Depends on who else is on the season.
I bet Ryan Undercover is a really good dancer.
I hope so. All right. Now that we have gone through our top 5 choices, Glovelies, let us know what you think. Who is your favorite Dancing with the Stars contestant? I am dying to hear from you. So there are so many contestants that have graced the ballroom of Dancing with the Stars. I would love to know who your favorites are. Right before we get into our recommended media for this week, I do want to take another moment to shout out the amazing Emily for joining us today. Emily, where can our listeners find you if they want to find more of your content?
So I'm most active on Instagram at OriolesContent. That's where you can find my graphics, where I post my stats. And then if you're just interested in the stats, my website has the spreadsheet. The website is EmilyJohnsonBaseball.com.
Perfect. All right, Lovelies. Now, before we wrap up, as always, we are going to leave you with some recommended media for this week, brought to you by our very own Melissa over at No Regrets Reader. Take it away, Melissa.
Awesome. So, like I mentioned a couple of weeks ago, people have actually started to give me some recommendations for this segment, which is very exciting. And Emily happened to be the very first person to give me a recommendation. So, since she's on our episode this week, I'm going to cover one of her recommendations, which was Jerry Maguire, which stars Tom Cruise, Renee Zellweger, and Cuba Gooding Jr. And it's a classic romantic sports drama from 1996. Movie. Jerry Maguire works for one of the largest international sports management agencies as an agent for some of the most high-profile professional athletes currently in the business. He's starting to get a bit of a slime ball image, though. He's representing criminals, real douchebags, and he's putting the value of the athlete over their own personal safety. So he starts to realize that he's part of the problem, and he proposes a radical change to the industry. Focus on the joy of the game, player as a person, and fostering personal relationships with the clients instead of focusing on the bottom line. And immediately he gets fired by his agency. Pissed, Jerry goes off the rails, declares he's going solo, says one of the famous lines from the movie, "Who's coming with me?" And then the only one brave enough to go with him and walk out the door and start his new company is Dorothy. So she's an assistant that has a massive crush on Jerry, and that's Renee Zellweger. So anyways, Jerry attempts to take his clients with him on his journey to go solo, and the only one that's willing to follow him out the door is Rod Tidwell, and that's who Cuba Gooding Jr.'s character is, who's a professional football player. He decides to stay with Jerry as long as Jerry promises to, again, another famous movie line, "Show me the money." Definitely one of the most quotable scenes of that movie. Going solo isn't as easy as Jerry expected. He gets screwed over in an attempt to bring on some more clients. Jerry realizes that his only path back to success is going to be his one client, and that's Rod. So he places all of his focus on making Rod successful. So in essence, his downfall kind of forces him to become the sports agent he envisioned in his mission statement. Also, as Jerry starts to work more with Dorothy, he starts to become closer to her and her adorable son, Ray, who is just so cute. I love him. He is the cutest little kid ever.
He weighs 8 pounds.
Oh my God, I love him. Anyways, Dorothy's sister, Laurel, warns her that she's setting herself up for heartbreak, but Dorothy's like, she can't help it. She falls for Jerry hard as he becomes less of an agent and more of a decent human being. Jerry falls for her too because she's different from all the other women that he's dated. She's kind, she's considerate, and she really seems to see him for who he is and not who she's trying to make him out to be. And it's up to Jerry to figure out that he needs to take his mission statement for his job and apply it to his personal life too. This is like a great movie. I love this movie. I was in high school when this movie came out, believe it or not, and it was popular as hell. I'm watching it now as an adult. I appreciate it for what it really is. It's a message about how the quantity of people in your life isn't what makes you successful. It's about the quality of the people in your life and the relationships that you foster along the way.
The end. Wow. Melissa, you completed it.
You complete me.
You guys complete me.
So funny.
I love it.
You had me at hello. You had me at Ryan O'Hearn.
Period. All right. Well, Glovelies, that's going to do it for this episode of Glove Actually. Once again, I would love to thank our bestie, Emily, aka OriolesContent, for joining us. And thank you all for listening. Be sure to follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and subscribe to the Glove Actually podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And be sure to turn on post notifications to stay in the loop when we post new episodes. So before we sign off, ladies, what are we looking forward to the most this week in the world of baseball? And who do you hope has fun? Emily, I'm going to let you start.
Just looking forward to see what moves the Orioles make. Some stuff has started to come out, it being the off season, but just seeing how things shake up. So that's what I'm looking forward to in the world of baseball. Who I hope has fun. My other two sports teams, the New York Rangers, as I've already mentioned, and prepare for the booze, the Dallas Cowboys.
They've been going through a lot lately, so I will let them have fun.
They've been going through a lot lately. My teams may be geographically spread over the map, but I just want one of my teams to win a championship in my lifetime, please. So I hope that they have fun. And then the week this episode airs will be my sorority's Big Little reveal. So I hope my little, who cannot be there because she is in South Africa right now, I hope she has fun. And I hope that our fam has fun. I hope that we have fun regardless. And I miss my little.
Aww. I love that. Okay, Hallie, who do you hope has fun this week?
I hope the same person, well, it's actually a group of people, has fun that you hope has fun.
It's true.
We both hope this week that the cast of Wicked for Good has fun. They are wrapping up a pretty grueling premiere schedule and
press tour,
and they are about to launch into the Oscar campaign season. So I hope they get 3 days off to kind of chill and desensitize from being out in the world so much.
Yeah.
And Jonathan Bailey, step on me.
You want Jonathan Bailey to step on you, but I want Cynthia Erivo to come and just tap her nails onto my head.
Oh, that would be so nice.
That'd be so nice.
I think Cynthia Erivo tapping her nails on my head would cure me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
Or maybe just a trip to the seaside.
Or Jonathan Bailey stepping on you.
I think I need the stepping.
Any one of those, really. All right, Melissa, who do you hope has fun this week?
So we're getting into the holiday season when this airs. So I hope that all the MLB players that are first-time parents are going to be having fun this week as they enter the holiday season. You got some fun times ahead. You got your first visit with Santa, your first Christmas tree, your first holiday outfit, first major holiday with the extended family. And I just hope you enjoy the other fun things that you're not even planning for, such as, oh, what's going to happen when that baby has a blowout in that cute Christmas outfit? Or when they start unwrapping the gifts you put under the tree early. Love it. So anyways, have a good time. Parenting is good times. Best thing you'll ever do. And it's also the most frustrating thing you'll ever do. But enjoy it. Take it in now and embrace the chaos because it goes by fast.
That's so cute. I love that.
Thanks.
All right, Glovelies. This has been Glove Actually. I'm Courtney.
I'm Hallie.
I'm Emily.
And I'm Melissa.
Thank you so much for joining us today. Have a great week, Glovelies. And as always, be kind, keep it cute, and stay glovely.
Stay lovely.